Yeah, so that enough said on that. The fifth one that I wanted to touch on was a couple of suggestions that I have for ways that you can have a really good partnership with your coach. And everybody here I know your kids are different ages. The first suggestion I'll make, if your child is a little older in the league, is sometimes we really need to resist the urge to try to fix a problem, because we're wired as parents to fix the problems that our kids have. And what I'm suggesting is that sometimes the life lesson opportunity is that you shouldn't fix it. Instead, you should help your son or daughter manage the problem or manage the challenge. That might be the life lesson, rather than you charging in and quote-unquote fixing it. So if your child is old enough that they can, mature enough that they can take that on, think about doing that. Again, I call it resisting the urge to fix it. In terms of the relationship that you'll have with your team's coach, I really encourage you to, if you haven't done so already, introduce yourself to the coach and just, build a rapport. What you really don't want to do is have the first time you approach your coach is a time where you're frustrated about something. And so the first conversation you have with him or her is one where you're sort of agitated. That's not a good recipe. So the first thing you want to do is just meet them informally, thank them for what they're doing, ask them if there's anything you can do to help. Help doesn't mean filling out the lineup card or whatever, but can you, just provide any sort of help that they need, because teams always require all different kind of things, whether it's, the snack duty or email list or pre or post game field cleanup. The list is endless. So coaches will really appreciate it if you can help them do that. Really encourage you, and this may be as big a point as there is, and this probably doesn't apply so much, say, at the T-ball level, but it could, and that is really, really, really resist the temptation to put your child in the middle of any disagreement you have with his or her coach. And that's sort of a broad category. One of the things along those lines is don't talk negatively about your coach in front of your child ever. That's just sending a really bad message. So don't do that. There's also a lot of evidence that suggests it's really hard on kids when they get put in the middle. Because most of the time, kids really like their coaches and have a really special relationship with them. And then when we as parents are speaking poorly of that coach in front of them, it's very confusing to them and can cause a lot of stress. So really try to avoid the urge to do that. Another important tip with this coach-parent relationship is a cooling off period. If you feel like there's something you're unhappy about, you want to talk to your coach about it, and you want to get to the bottom of it, have a cooling off period. And at a bare minimum, that should be 24 hours. Better yet, I would encourage you to have it be 48 hours. And I like to jokingly say, a lot of times if you let it go to 72 hours, you'll drop it. And then you don't even have to have that conversation, because you'll realize, you know what, it's really not that important. Or, you know what, I just need to kind of cool down and back off. But 24 hours minimum, 48, way better than that. The other thing is, if you decide to approach your coach in one of these situations, you have to be open-minded and you have to be willing for that coach to say, I have made the commitment to be the coach. I'm doing what I think is the best thing for the team. And, if that's doesn't make you totally happy right now, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to do the best I can for everybody on the team. You have to be willing to accept that. So just a couple of things to think about when you're considering having a conversation with your son or daughter's coach. Don't put your son or daughter in the middle. Use a cooling off period, and be open-minded and recognize that the coach has made that commitment. And the other thing is, if you really want to be a coach that badly, you probably could go sign up with the league. They usually are looking for more coaches. So, yeah, so Jennifer said yes. So if the specifics of the coaching are frustrating you, knock yourself out and sign up. I'm sure they'd love to employ you as quickly as they could. So those are my 5 points. Let me just run down them very quickly again, and then I'll wrap it up. So we talked about the 100-point exercise and recognizing your goals versus your child's goals, and then supporting those goals appropriately. That's the first one. Post-game discussions using open-ended questions, ask rather than tell, connecting through activity. The third one then is putting the focus on the mastery environment. Maximum effort, continually learning. Mistakes are okay because it's part of the learning process. And then that's where we talk a little bit about the growth versus the fixed mindset. The fourth point then was looking for teachable moments, developing maybe a self-control routine if you think that would be helpful to you. And then the fifth piece was what we just talked about, the developing a really healthy partnership or relationship with your team's coach. Ask how you can help. Don't put your son or daughter in the middle. Respect that the coach has made the commitment and abide by that. And then the final point, which is one that I started off with, is, again, remember, it's not about us. It's about the kids having a really great experience. I really want to encourage you strongly to focus on being a second goal parent. Life lessons and character building. With that, I want to thank you so much for your attention. Thanks for sitting through this on a beautiful day, and I hope you guys have a great season. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Bob?
Yeah, that one's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's good. We're getting good feedback.
All right.
Right now, real time.
So I want to tell you that we've got the book that Bob referred to right over here. We as a league have purchased those, and John and Jennifer will help pass them out. And I want you to know that the 100-point test that Bob talked about is in this book. And it's opening day, it's the beginning of the season. It's a great time for you to encourage your parents, managers and coaches, encourage your parents to take that test, because I think it'll open your eyes to what your expectations are and what the expectations of your kids are. Okay? So I think, Bob, you'll be sticking around a little bit with us. If you have any questions or any feedback you want to give myself or Bob or Jennifer, please come on by. We'll be over by the Snack Shack. We want to thank you and tell you that we have another game coming. It's the Majors. I believe it's the Cardinals and the Reds will be playing here at 2:30. Okay? Thanks again.